program. Today I will be speaking on this topic, Yoga in Action. Yoga in Action. Last time, as an introduction, we saw Yoga and Wellness. Now we will see part of Yoga is action. There are mainly, I request you all to please stay focused and don't do multitasking. Multitasking is not good for anyone, neither for teachers nor for students. You have to give me your full attention, please. When we talk about yoga, there are so many dimensions to that word, yoga. We saw yesterday, wellness yoga means balance, balanced life. And how will I attain balance? We saw in the introduction. There are different 7 kinds of wellness we discussed. And then Patanjali Maharishi talks about the Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So, Dhyana is the 7th step. But every step will help me to attain a degree of balance. That we have seen. Now, in this yoga itself, there is another dimension, philosophical dimension, which is also not just a theory, but an understanding, deeper understanding of life. Swami Vivekananda has broadly classified, it is not that he did this, it is there in our scriptures, but he gave a new presentation of the same old scriptural ideas. 4 yogas, we talk about 4 yogas. Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, 4 yogas. These are 4 dimensions in which human personality has been categorized by our rishis. They say a human being can be seen to have a dominant note in one of these 4 yogas. Either the intellectual dimension, which is Jnana Yoga, or someone is more emotional, that is natural for them to attain that balance through the cultivation of that emotion, that is Bhakti Yoga. Someone is seen to have a natural inclination towards mind and the psychic powers manifesting and discovering the truth. So for them, it is the path of Raja Yoga. And there are others whose personality neither has this sharp intellect, nor this deep emotional feelings, nor this psychic kind of an understanding, perception, endeavor to discover the truth. They are more inclined towards work. So for them, the path of Karma Yoga, activities. So 4 yogas, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga. Through all these yogas, we can discover the truth. And when we try to go on this path of discovering the truth, we also discover a balance in life. And that balance is wellness. Bhagavan Buddha, he calls this Madhyama Pantha. Madhyama Pantha is balance. Don't be in any extremes. Balance your life. Life will have ups and downs. That is the nature of life. One quotation I discussed in the introduction. What is life? Swami Vivekananda says, life is the unfoldment and development of a being under circumstances tending to press it down. Life is the unfoldment and development of a being under circumstances tending to press it down. Their circumstances will press us down, everyone. Whether he is the king or the beggar on the road, circumstances will always pose challenge. There are 7 billion people on this earth, 7 billion dramas. 7 billion people, almost everyone has interaction and relationship with other fellow human beings, with nature. So every relationship will bring with it its own drama. So please understand this. Our individual personal drama, and then the drama coming through our relationship with people around us. This will create up and down in life. Sometimes we'll have joy, sometimes we'll have sorrow, sometimes happiness, sometimes pain, sometimes success, sometimes failure, indifference, different kinds of experiences. Amidst these experiences, we have to maintain a balance. That balance is called wellness. Especially as a teacher, this is a challenging vocation. It is any work is challenging, but teacher's work is more challenging because we have to interact and shape the minds of young boys and girls, the young men and women of this country. A teacher, a college teacher, is shaping their minds, giving them that hunger for knowledge. Many students don't have hunger for knowledge. So if they don't have hunger for knowledge, they'll just come through class as a routine and they go out with a certificate. They will be called literate, but they don't have knowledge. So the teacher's first task is to create that hunger. And I discussed in this introduction, Swadhyaya Pravachana. Two things a teacher has to do. That is a foundation for a teacher's wellness. Swadhyaya and Pravachana. If he doesn't do this, then he cannot have a wellness. A teacher with money, a teacher with power, he is not a teacher at all. And there is no wellness because he is doing a work and for which he is not prepared. And the explanation of Sahana Bhavatu, as we discussed, Sahana Bhavatu, oh God, protect us both, the teacher and the student. How should God protect the teacher? The teacher is praying, oh God, protect me from laziness. I should not go to class without preparation. So many teachers do that. So that is injustice and that's a sin. So the teacher is praying to the Lord, protect me from laziness. And the student is praying to God, protect me also. And what is his prayer? He prays, protect me from distracted mind. I should have full concentration to listen and understand what my teacher is teaching. So protect me from distraction. So for a teacher, Swadhyaya, Pravachana, learning and teaching goes together. Same thing he has to teach the students also. And a teacher's job is this, giving him knowledge, whatever I have acquired through my hard study and tapasya, that I have learned how to share and that I am sharing with this younger generation of my country. That is the work he is doing. And it is the most difficult, challenging job. He is not dealing with files. He is not dealing with mud and stones. He is interacting with minds. And every mind has a drama. Every mind has its own ups and downs. And to have this mind, I can fine-tune this computer and something I have, and it will continue to work for months and years together in the same way. I will calibrate one machine, a bike, it will continue to work for weeks and months together. But a mind is not like that. I prepare the mind now in the morning. By afternoon, that mind is totally distracted, disturbed, and it is no longer willing to learn. So, as a teacher, I am dealing with such a mind. I am dealing with this tool called mind. And it is not just the student's tool, it is also my tool, my mind also, which I have to keep it in prime condition, working condition, healthy condition. So it is challenge of monitoring and controlling and guiding my mind and also guiding, not controlling, at least guiding the student's mind. These two challenges the teacher has to face. So it is work. It is work that he has to do throughout the day. And of course, family is there, there also he has to work. So how can we work in such a manner that we have this balance, inner balance? And what is this purpose of inner balance? There should be a purpose for everything. The purpose of this inner balance is to discover our own inner true self. That is called self-realization. That is the highest purpose of life. What is the purpose? What is the motive behind my actions? Very ordinary level people, that is the animality level people. We discussed this. Swami Vivekananda describes man as a compound of animality, humanity, and divinity. Those who live at this Pashutva level, for them, job is only hotte padikadi, to earn money, to eat, to have life, enjoy life. And that is the bottommost level a person can live at. Not that they are bad or evil or crooked, they are only dull. They may have double PhD and still be dull. Because the purpose of life is just to eat and survive. That is the animal level life. I am teaching not just to earn money to eat and dress and have some property. I am teaching because that is the way I manifest my potential, my talents. That is the way I give back to society. When we ask, why have you taken a job? Why do you want a job? 90 people who are at the animal level say, to earn my livelihood, live my life. Yes, at the animal level, that is a good reason and that is okay, accepted. But to die as an animal is a gross injustice to oneself and to life. I have to evolve higher. And to evolve higher, one definite sadhana, one definite tool I have is my work. The work I do can help me to evolve. How will it help me? That is called Karma Yoga. Whatever work I am doing, I can do that same work, but it becomes transformative. It will not just be a work to earn money, get some promotion. It will become a work to evolve, vikasa. The goal of human life is vikasa, evolution. Evolution in the sense not of biological evolution, psychosocial evolution it is called. I have to evolve to discover the higher dimensions within me. I am born an animal, but I should not live like an animal. I should rise to a level of humanity. Manushatva has to be awakened. For that, you need higher ideals and you need higher thoughts, nobler thoughts. And when I leave these ideals, then I come to the level of Manushatva. And what is it that prevents me from rising to Manushatva? And what is it that binds me down to the level of animality, Pashutva? We have seen it is selfishness. Selfishness and egoism, Swartha, Ahankara. These two things tie me down to animality. I have to overcome this. How will I overcome this? Through my work. Through my work. There are other approaches. I can do bhajan, I can pray to God. There is another approach. I can intellectually discover and discriminate viveka vichara, it is called. I understand what is the truth and discard the selfishness and egoism. That is the path of dana. Pray to God, do bhajans, do namajapa, that is the path of bhakti. Sit and meditate and discover my inner dimension, detach myself from the mind and its vagaries and the samskaras, that is the path of Raja Yoga. But I am not inclined to all this. Then what shall I do? Karma Yoga is also equally powerful and everyone can do this. You don't need to have a deeper understanding of life. How to do this, what to do this, that we'll see now. When we say karma, we understand action. The English word for karma, we understand it as action. But it is not any action. The fan is rotating, the motor is running, that is not action. When we say karma, it is kriya. Kriya is different from karma. So this karma, it presupposes that there is a sense of doership and enjoyership behind that action. Only when there is a sense of doership and enjoyership, that action is called karma. The words for that are kartrutva bhava, bhoktrutva bhava. Kartrutva bhava, bhoktrutva bhava. Kartrutva, bhoktrutva. Kartu, I am the doer. Bhoktru, I am the enjoyer. Every action has behind it these two things. I am the person who is doing this. I am doing this to enjoy it. The moment we have these two bhavas, these two feelings, then this action is not just an action. It has a power to create results which comes to me, which is called karma phala. Karma phala. Karma phala is fruits of my actions. This is a law discovered in India. This is a great law. Gravitation is one thing. It was discovered in India. It is not just an apple fell on someone's head and then it was discovered. We knew Gurutvakasha and we knew the Earth rotates around the sun thousands of years ago. Let's not go into that. But this law of karma, that when you do karma, you will have the results for that which will come to you. Madidunno maraya. That is in our village, Gade, it is called Proverbs, village Proverbs. We have this, Madidunno maraya. What you do, it comes back to you. How does this work? Please understand this closely. Now, I am speaking and you are all there, hopefully listening and understanding. Now, in this process, what we realize is there is a manifestation of strength, energy. Because I have energy in this body, I am able to speak, I am able to move my hands, I am able to express myself. This energy, which is same in you also, You also have the same energy. That's why your body is sitting there and you are able to understand. And maybe you are making some points. Now, where did this power, this energy come to us from? Both for you and me, it came from Prakriti, nature. How? Through the food we ate. Yesterday we had food, today we had breakfast, again we'll have lunch in the afternoon, again dinner at night. Every day, at least most of us, 3 times a day, we take energy from nature in the form of food. And what is this food? It is the Panchabhutas, the 5 elements. 5 elements, that is earth, water, air, then light, and all of them in a space. It is these Panchabhutas, which are fundamental energy forms, they are reshaped as rice, as fruits, as vegetables, as greens, as cereals, akki, bele, tarkari, hannu. Everything is nothing but Panchabhutas. They are reshaped. Energy is reshaped into those forms. I eat them and my body digests it, and that energy as a fruit, energy as a vegetable, energy as rice, my body will digest that and reshape that energy again as blood, as glucose, and so many other forms. Now, I have something, a tool called mind. By the power of this instrument called mind, I am reshaping this energy again. Now, I am reshaping this energy as movement of my hands. I am reshaping this energy as sound which I am producing now through my vocal cords. I am just reshaping the energy which I received from nature. Everyone is doing the same thing. We reshape energy received from nature. That reshaping of energy we call karma. That is the fundamental understanding of karma. What is karma? Karma is action. What do you mean by action? Reshaping of energy received from Prakriti, nature. Everyone is just doing that reshaping of energy. Now, this body which I have, this body was given by my parents. How did they get the energy to create this body? From the same Prakriti, nature. They ate the same food grown here in Mysore. They ate probably and they created this body. And the moment this body was born, it started eating the same food, milk, rice, and other things. And this body is now using that energy to manifest as sound, as movements. Now, all of us, if we see just little common sense, every one of us, the bodies which we are having, it is all nothing but the energy from the soil. The food eaten by our parents, same food. If all of us are born here in Mysore, all our parents were here in Mysore, they ate the same rice, same dal. They created your body, someone created someone else's body, my parents created my body. But they all ate the same food. So we come from the same food. Energy is same. Energy is same. So in terms of even matter, we are all one. The difference comes in only how it is reshaped. Energy is not different in any person, whether whatever religion or caste or whatever animal form he has, energy is same. The difference comes in the reshaping of energy. That reshaping, if we can learn the science of reshaping it and reshape it in such a manner that we discover our own true nature, then that is called karma yoga. Ordinary karma is just doing actions with the feeling of ownership and enjoyership, kartrutva and bhoktrutva bhava, and enjoying the fruits of the results, sometimes pleasant, sometimes unpleasant. But when we learn karma yoga, we will know how to do this action without being caught in the fruits of those actions. And that will help us to discover the truth which is inside. There is no truth outside, sitting somewhere outside, that I have to discover. It is not possible. If I discover some truth outside and it was unknown to me and something came, it will go also. The truth is inside me, I have to discover the truth. This energy can be used to discover the truth by the same actions which I have been doing all my life. Same actions. You don't have to change your actions. Only change the purpose behind it. Learn how to do those actions in a detached manner. Karma Yoga is that. The knowledge of working without attachment, knowledge of working without being trapped by the fruits of those actions. This is called Karma Yoga. Now, how do I do this practically? That's the theory part. Karma, having kartrutva bhava, bhoktrutva bhava. Karma, nothing but reshaping of energy. And now we'll try to understand how do I do this reshaping so that I'm not trapped. If we get caught in this cycle of action and fruits of actions, karma and karma phala, if we get caught in it, it is a trap. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are unhappy. And if our actions, the motives behind our actions are selfish and egoistic, we end up as dull, gross animals. Gross animals. They will talk high-fi, they will talk good language also, but they will be nothing more than animals. They will be dominated by that self-centeredness and they'll compromise. And we have discussed, when one is an animal, he cannot but be selfish, and a selfish person will be greedy. A selfish, greedy person will be corrupt. He will lie, he will escape responsibilities, and at the bottom, he will be absolutely corrupt. Taking bribes to give votes, cheating in the exam, so many forms of corruption. And that we have discussed, a teacher cannot be. The country will just collapse if more teachers become corrupt. More and more teachers, if they become little awakened, at least to Manushatva, then the country is safe. But no, people don't care. Everything is a farce. Everything is namesake. Make a show of it, put it on paper. It is a nakli. And that's so easy. Everyone is fake. So scratch each other's back. Go to seminars. I invite you to my department seminar. You invite me to your university seminar. Let us do this, all fake business. That is all karma. Done because of selfishness and egoism. How do we break out of this? A teacher is one who is a lamplighter. A teacher is a lamplighter. But first, the lamp should be lit inside. If there is so much darkness inside, selfishness and egoism, no light is lit outside. And we know with this artificial intelligence coming, domain knowledge teaching will go to maybe robots. A robot will come and teach better than a teacher. With the PowerPoint, everything, any question the teacher asks, the perfect answer it will give. Because it has all the answers. But still it cannot light the lamp. Inspiration comes only from a lighted lamp, and that's what teachers will have to do. Maybe in another 10 years, the teaching experience and the classroom, everything will change. Already digital boards have come. But still a teacher is there. A time is coming, they are designing all these robots. It can teach any subject in the best possible way. If operations can be done by machines, robots, an operation which can kill a man, but still a robot will do with precise cutting and then stitching. What is there in teaching? It can teach better than any teacher. It will go, society will go in that way. But still, the lamp is lit only by another lighted lamp. So teachers are lamplighters, but for that, this karma which we are doing, it should be transmuted into karma yoga. There should be no selfishness there. So what should be the motive behind my karma? How do I make this karma yoga? First is the motive, the purpose. The purpose, the motive of karma is not just earning money. There is another dimension to that. It is to contribute. That is the motive of karma. This is the point, main point. Contribution. Contribution is the reason why I am working. I am working so that I'll eat food, I'll give food to my family. That any animal does. Animal also does that. It will eat food, it will bring food for its babies and wife and husband. As a human being, I work not just for food. Yes, I require that, but there is higher purpose for work. And what is that? It is, first answer for that is, it is to contribute. What do you mean by contribute? It means to give back. To give back. Swami Vivekananda came to Mysore in November 1892. November 1892, Swami Vivekananda came to Mysore. He was invited by the then Divan, Sheshadri. But when he came, Swamiji came here, Divan and King had gone out. So Swamiji was not allowed into the Divan's residence. So Swamiji stayed in the Brahmin boys' orphanage, which is just behind Marimalappa. And then the commercial tax office, which is Divan's house now. Now Divan's house is now commercial tax office. So this Brahmin boys' orphanage, Swamiji stayed there a few days, which is behind Marimalappa school, next to Devaraja's road. There, Swamiji stayed, then again Divan came, he was his guest, and then he was the guest of the Maharaja, Chamarajendra Badiyar. Long interactions with the great king. He was a very noble king. And later Swamiji went to America, Maharaja also gave some money. And incidentally, we are constructing Swami Vivekananda Cultural Youth Center at that place. And it will be inaugurated this year end for the youth of Mysore. Swamiji wrote a letter to the Maharaja from America in 1895. In that letter, there is one statement which is oft-quoted. Swamiji writes, my noble prince, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. My noble prince, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. If I have to be fully alive, I have to think about people around me and I have to contribute. Why should I contribute? Because I cannot live without taking. And I am taking so much from other people, I have to give back. I have to give back. This is a life of give and take. Give and take. Bhagavad Gita calls it Yagna Chakra. Bhagavad Gita calls it Yagna Chakra. What is this Yagna Chakra? You cannot live without taking. So, you should continuously give. Give more. Then you will see there is happiness even when you take less. But our present society, because it is run on a very crooked minds, it says take free, take everything free. You don't have to work. You don't have to earn it. Take free. Anyone who takes something which he has not sweated for that. Bevaru suruside tagondrodu jirna agalla. He will become rich. He will also get power from all that. Without earning, working for it, he will get everything. Free rice, free bus, and then so many things. All given. But you don't have to earn it. It is given on a platter. That is the greatest injustice we can do to a fellow human being. To give everything free. He will become crooked. His mind will become crooked. Because once it starts taking, it will not think of giving. It becomes a habit to take. That is the death of a human being. They alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Continuously taking without even working for it, sweating for it, and not thinking of giving back. That's what we are teaching. And these people who are supposed to rule, we have organized the system. One of our favorite quotes, we have put it in our principal's chamber in West Bengal, is from Albert Einstein. I love this quote. I share it with students and teachers. Einstein writes, 100 times a day, it's not once a day, it is 100 times. 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends upon the labors of other men living and dead. 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends upon the labors of other men, living and dead, of course, women also. That's the first part. 100 times he reminds himself, Einstein, that my inner life, what a jivana, and then outside life, the shirt I am wearing, the pen I am using, this gadget I am using, everything is the labor of other people. Some are living, and the person who built this house 51 years ago, he's dead, this ashram. Living and dead. Their labor I am using to live now. The food I ate, someone grew it, someone brought it, someone cooked it, I ate my breakfast and I came. The shirt I am wearing, some farmer grew the cotton, someone did a cloth, thread from it, someone who knows how to do a cloth, he made a cloth of those thread, and a tailor said, let me stitch a shirt for you. I am wearing the shirt. 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends upon the labors of other men, living and dead. The language which I am using, what am I doing after all? I am just uttering some sounds. And because your teacher and my teacher, your parents and my parents, they taught us this language called English. We are making sense of the sounds I am uttering and we are exchanging ideas. What a miracle! What a miracle. Just so many different kinds of sounds, and those sounds communicate ideas. That is the power of language. That inner language, inner life would be dull, dark without language. Can you think of yourself without language? What darkness it would be inside. 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends upon the labors of other men living and dead. And there is a second part to that. And that I must exert myself, and that I must exert myself in order to give back in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. And that I must exert myself in order to give back in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. Exert myself is parishrama. I have to work hard to give back in the same measure as I have received and I'm still receiving. I have taken so much, at least same amount I'll give back to society. This is fundamental for the well-being of any human being. Anyone who takes things without earning it, he cannot have any well-being. He will have wealth, he will have power, he will die inside. And he knows he is rotting inside. He'll be an abject animal. The mind will go base, crookedest level. How to understand this? If you have read, probably some of you may have read, Abraham Maslow, the American psychologist, he presents this. It is the same what we have been discussing, but he puts it in a different way. Hierarchy of Human Needs. That's the book, Hierarchy of Human Needs. What does a human being need? At the basic level is food, sleep, sex, shelter. These are the basic needs of an animal called human being. So this has to be provided. He has to acquire it. Society also has to create a support system for him to acquire this. Food, sleep, sex, shelter. But if someone says, I have got this food, I have got this shelter, I have got this dress, everything is free, I am very happy. He will not be happy. Because there will still be emptiness inside. He will not be fully fulfilled. There is a higher need for a human being. If someone would say, we will give you basmati rice food 365 days, we'll give you one golden dress every day for 365 days, you can live in a diamond palace. Will you be happy? Maybe for a week. Then you will say, no, I cannot be happy here. I need people. I cannot live alone, eating basmati rice, wearing golden dress, living in a diamond palace. Why do you need people? There is a higher human need. I have this need of love. I have this need of trust. I have this need of belongingness. As a human being, I need this. I am not Royal Bengal tiger. I need people who say, you belong to us. We are one. I need people who will trust me. I need people who will love me, who will share love with me, whom I can love. This is a human need, higher than food, sleep, sex, shelter. So that also has to be fulfilled. Okay, we give that, will you be done? You need anything else? Everything given free, you have people also, you enjoy now. Is it okay? No, there is another higher or deeper. You could say deeper also. Deeper or higher human need. What is that? He calls it self-actualization. Self-actualization. What is self-actualization? It is an opportunity to manifest my inner potentials and talents. As a human being, I need this opportunity to manifest my potential and talent. How will it manifest on a stage? It will manifest through work. It is through work that I discover, I develop, and I express my potentials, my talents, my strengths. That gives me deeper satisfaction, deeper fulfillment than the other two stages. I have food, I have sleep, I have sex, I have shelter, I have people who love me. But I don't have any talent, I have not discovered, I have not expressed it. It has not gone deeper. A deeper level of fulfillment will come with self-actualization. That's why work is so important. And to give a fellow human being something which he doesn't earn is to deny him this deeper satisfaction. It is only through hard work. Kai kesara adare bai mosaru. Kai kesara adare bai mosaru. When your hand is soiled, that is through toil, then you will have sweet curds in your mouth. Now, people don't want to soil their hands, but they want this sweetness. So, get anything which you without earning, get it free, steal, whatever way, whatever reason. Now, that is not going to give them deeper satisfaction. Self-actualization will be possible only when I have a responsibility. When I have some responsibility, society gives me. And that responsibility will help me to discover my potential, my strength, my talents, will give me an opportunity to manifest it in work. But that I will do not with the motive of fame and money, converting it into money. Money is a byproduct. When I do this as a giving back, Yajna Chakra, give and take, I give back because I've taken so much from society, I will give back. Then this potential will give the deep fulfillment, very deep fulfillment. That joy will not be matched by money or power. That giving back to society and manifesting my potential. He talks about another need which is not in that book. He presented a paper, but he died before putting it into book form. He says, now I have understood there is another deeper human need or higher human need than self-actualization. He calls it self-transcendence. Self-transcendence. To think about helping others to discover their potential talents and manifest it. Please understand. I think about people around me. I help them to discover their potential talents and help them to manifest it. It's not just about me. It is about you. When I do that, that will give me the deepest joy, deepest satisfaction. A teacher is one who can have this. Teachers are ones who can have this deepest connection with themselves, deepest source of joy, because a true teacher has only one thought. How can I help my students to discover their potential and manifest it for their good and good of society? A real teacher only thinks like this. Ordinary animal level teachers will only think, I paid bribe, I got a job, I have taken bribe, given my vote, I get my salary, let me do base minimum, then enjoy my life. He is an animal, he lives like an animal, he dies like an animal. And the tragedy is, he chose to be a teacher, and that choice makes him also a sinner because he has harmed generations of students by not igniting passion for learning because he has no passion. His passion is an animal level passion. An animal level person should never become a teacher because there is no ignition inside. Ignited minds. Dr. Abdul Kalam says, what ignited mind? He's only concerned about his food, sleep, sex, shelter. And maximum in Karnataka, we have this caste system. He's only thinking about caste. How do I promote myself? Now, from such a level, nobody can be a teacher. He will work as a teacher, earn and spoil generations of students and go with a big sin on his head. A teacher is a lamplighter. He has to rise to the level of Manushatva. That will be possible only when he keeps his selfishness and ego under control. And that will be done through his work. Self-actualization, self-transcendence. He cannot keep thinking only about my promotion, my this thing. He'll think about his students. How do I help every student who comes to me to go out better with domain knowledge and also knowledge about life? 2, 3, 4 years he stays with me, this boy, this girl. Can I impact his life positively? Can I help them to be better? Great teachers do this, and India is still alive because we have such great teachers. Though they are few in number, India is alive only because of these great teachers, not politicians and others. Certainly not administrators. How does he work? One example I'll give. There are so many examples. I am sure in this audience there are so many great teachers. And I'm sure also there will be many animal level teachers. We are all like that. Every this thing, domain has this. One, I was the hostel superintendent in West Bengal. and around 120 boys were admitted into the hostel. It's a premier college in West Bengal run by our Ramakrishna mission. And for 6 years, I was the hostel superintendent and joint controller of examinations. I was also teaching English literature in Calcutta. This boy was admitted, and I saw a man stand up, hold my hands, tears in hands. He told me, "Illivargu karkonbandidini, inmele neevu nodಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. I brought this boy until here. You please, I am giving him to your hand. Nim kai kodta ಇದೆ. You take care of him." First time I heard a guardian say like that. I said, "Who are you?" He said, "I am his teacher." I was immediately surprised. I said, "Is it so? You have come to admit the boy to his school. Where are his parents?" He said, "This man sitting next to me is his father." I said, "Tell this father to speak with me. I can understand Bengali." But then this teacher told, "No, you will not understand him and he won't understand you." I said, "Why?" He said, "He's a fisherman. His language is, he goes to, even now he is catching fish in Bay of Bengal. His language is so different, even though it is Bengali, he won't understand and he can't understand." I immediately noted down, fisherman's son, I should keep a watch on this boy. Some 15, 20 days later, this boy who had joined for chemistry honors, he came and told me, "I'll go home. I'll not stay here." And he was like, "What? Your teacher has taken so much strain and brought you here. Where do you want to go?" And he said, "They all teach only in English. I don't understand anything." I said, "Okay, you go. You meet me in the evening." I called these boys, batchmates from Calcutta, and I told, "This boy is a fisherman's son. Teacher has brought him until here and admitted him. Just because he doesn't understand English, he wants to go back. Can you boys help him?" They said, "Yes, we will help him." And the boy stayed back. We convinced him, and I spoke with the department, chemistry department. They said, "We'll keep a watch on him. We'll make sure he will understand." Now, what is the background of this teacher? He is a teacher in some village on the uh, West Bengal seashore somewhere. One day he just went to this boy. This boy's name is Jadab Maji. Jadab Maji. Maji means fisherman. And this boy was going with his elder brother and father to fish in the Bay of Bengal. And they are so poor. He told me, "We don't even have a motor in our boat. We didn't even have a motor. So we go rowing. And because we go rowing, we cannot go deep into the sea because it will suck us out. Without motor, it is not safe." That poor. His headmaster went to his house and told his father, "Jadab is an intelligent boy. Send him, I will educate him, class 11 and 12. Father said, "Karkanogi, Swami." So the teacher brought this boy, kept him at home. Another boy he brought. One room he gave to these two boys. And he tells me the same food sir gave us, what he was eating. His wife was also a teacher. Sir told all the other teachers, free tuition for Jadab Maji. So all teachers gave free tuition to Jadab Maji. Every year, this headmaster keeps two students at home, educates them for 11th and 12th, brings them and admits them into our college where we take care of them. We give almost 100% scholarship. Every year, he's doing this. He doesn't get salary for it. He doesn't get any promotion for that. But he's doing it every year. He brings two boys, admits them into our college. And his 2 years training is so good, they all pass our entrance exams and they get admission into our college. Whatever stream, whatever subject suits them. That is his seva. He is not paid for it. His salary doesn't increase just because he's keeping two boys at home and feeding. Just 70, 80 years ago, there were many number of teachers who would keep poor students at their home. I don't know how many teachers now keep any student at home or even take care of students. Some teachers do. They pay poor students the fees and get them something. Now, this boy, Jadab Maji, he stayed in our college, finished his chemistry honors. He went to Bombay IIT. He got seat there. He finished his MSc in chemistry. And after 2 years, one day he came and he showed me his left hand with that watch, golden color watch. I said, "What is this?" He told, "Sir Kotru, teacher gave me." Immediately I knew it will not be his IIT teacher. It should be that school teacher. So I smiled and asked, "Why did he give you this watch now? Because you finished MSc?" The boy told me, "No. He gave me because I'm going to Canada for my PhD." A fisherman's son who did not know even a sentence of English, he got a PhD selection for Canada, some university, and there is no reservation in Canada. He went there through his hard work. Every newspaper in Calcutta published this news. Fisherman's son is going to Canada, and his brother and father are still fishermen. And some 5 months ago, I saw in LinkedIn a report. I saw his picture also. He has got the best postdoctorate research scientist in some university in America. best postdoctorate research scientist in some university, American university. A boy who was catching fish, his life changed because one headmaster said, I'll make a difference. It's not about salary, it is about giving back to society. And that boy, Jadamaji, he has inspired so many other boys and girls in his community. They also have self-belief now. We can also do. If Anna has gone, brother has done something big, maybe we can also do it. We also have it in us. This awakening of their inner potential, helping them to discover it, helping them to manifest it, is the greatest thing a teacher can do. That is the karma, yoga, not selfishness, no egoism. Just giving back. He is not recognized, he is not getting more salary. He says, no, I have to give back. I have taken so much from society. And teachers sometimes say, we do service. There is no service where it is well balanced with salary. When I take so much money and say it is service record, there is no service. Service is done without any expectation. That's fine, that's okay. But beyond this, regular class teaching and hours, if a teacher can say, can I impact, can I make a change in one of my students, some of my students? How will I do that? I have to first live that life. I have to live that life. Teachers sometimes make this mistake. I am good in my domain knowledge. My personal life does not matter. Who are you to ask? No, it doesn't work like that. Why it doesn't work? Swami Vivekananda explains this. Every moment we are all influencing each other. Every moment we influence each other. Every moment we influence each other. And in this influence, Swami Vivekananda says, your dress, your language, your mannerisms, your dress, your language, your mannerisms, all put together, they contribute only 25% of the influence. 75% of the influence is created at the subconscious level. How? By your personal magnetism. Swami uses the word personal magnetism. That is your character strength. What you are inside is what really makes a deep, lasting, transformative influence on the student. Not what you speak, not what mannerism styles you have, or what dress you wear. What are you inside? Are you sincere? Are you honest? Are you hardworking? Do you have true love, concern for the students? That is what is going to touch their hearts and bring about a transformation. Transformation doesn't happen through mind, it happens from the heart. And for that to happen, the teacher should love his students. And when he loves his students, he will automatically love his subject. And when he loves his subject and students, it will manifest as tapasya, hard work, acquiring knowledge, passing it on to them, helping them to understand. There are different levels in which teachers take responsibility. A job means responsibility. What is job? Job means responsibility. Jawabdari. Kelasa andre jawabdari. Job, jawabdari. What is the responsibility? To contribute, to give back, to contribute. What can I give? What can I give? How can I give? Somebody say, Array, if I keep giving, how will I get? That is the magic. The more I give, more I get. The more I give, the more I get. And giving is not just money. Giving love, giving understanding. Without selfishness, without egoism. When we do that, we become transformative tools, transformative forces in society. And a teacher should be that. Teacher as a lamplighter is a transformative force. They are nation builders. Every action, every day when I go to college, it is an opportunity to impact those students, not just finish the syllabus. It is an opportunity to connect with those students and transform them. Yes, there are challenges. There are teachers who are crooked. There are teachers who are lazy, very, very evil. And there is administration which is also be really not sometimes very pleasant or understanding. But still, a teacher is first a teacher. And a teacher means he is having knowledge and he knows how to impart that knowledge and he knows how to inspire the students to have hunger for that knowledge. A teacher is no teacher without a student. The meaning to the word teacher comes only when there is a student. And if the student is not learning, he is not inspired enough to learn, then there is no teacher here. The teacher's job now is to also inspire him to learn. And that is a challenge. With this distracted modern world, that is a real challenge. But that is a challenge we have to take for the good of our country, the future of this country. India is not going to end in 2030. It will continue. This civilization will continue. We have so many problems, but we will continue to live. What kind of society will your grandchildren have, great grandchildren have? You can make a difference. I will make a difference by doing my job from a higher perspective, not as an animal, but as a human being. Manushatva. Awakening that through my work. Every work. Yoga, karma, su kaushalam. This is a topic which will take a little more time. I'll just end with this. What is yoga in karma? Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna says. Yoga, karma, su kaushalam. Excellence in work is yoga. Excellence in work. What does excellence in work mean? Whatever work I am doing, how I do it in a more efficient way. That thinking itself is helping me to become a better teacher. And when I become a better teacher, I am inviting these students to share that knowledge, and I am expecting and motivating and guiding them to discover that strength within, to continue it on their own. It is not about finishing a subject. That is not a teacher's job. A teacher's job is to make him so hungry and inquisitive that he will continue to read and learn and master that subject. That's what PhD is. Until masters, the teacher goes on teaching concept, this, that. At PhD level, he is told, now you discover further truths. But PhD is also now a farce. And it is not everywhere. Even from our university, everywhere it is a farce. Money is paid, and everyone accepts this. The whole system is corrupt, sir. What can be done, sir? That corruption will come back to you. It will come back. I sometimes tell teachers, don't throw out any student because he is very difficult to handle. If you do that, who knows? Karma is mathematically precise. She will come back as your daughter-in-law, or the boy will come back as your son-in-law. Then you have no escape. You will pay for it. In a light manner, I say that. You cannot throw out any student. And you cannot say, what can I do? These fellows are not interested. I'm getting my salary. I'll finish this syllabus. I'm done with it. The crudest, the lowest level of teacher thinks like that. A teacher is one who will struggle always. That's why he is called the nation builder. That's why teaching is the most difficult and most important profession in any society. But when ordinary people with ordinary motives, no purpose, only to earn money, they become teachers, that is Deshadroha. They can become officers, they can become government employees, they can become corrupt. India will still survive. India will not die because corrupt officers are there. Let us not talk about politicians. But when teachers become like this, ordinary and corrupt, no passion for teaching, not thinking about the good of the students continuously, only doing politics, that is a grave sin. But Karma Yoga, anyone can practice from whatever level they are. Today I decide, I will be a great teacher. Swadhyaya Pravachana. And I will not make an ego issue. A great teacher is one who will not make an ego issue with students. I have seen so many teachers make ego issue with students. How can some? They probably cannot be more something crooked than that. Making an ego issue with students. But the same behavior from their son or daughter, there is no ego issue there. But even little like that from a student, immediately there is an ego. I'll show this boy, I'll cut his tail, I'll show her what I can do. That is no teacher. That will be a teacher who is at the animal level. When someone rises to the Manushatva level, a teacher who should rise, he will understand why this boy or girl is behaving like this, and he will work out methodology. Together they will say, how can we transform this? This is a behavior pattern. Now we are all seeing in our schools and colleges a kind of behavior pattern across cities. There is influence of the modern social media and society itself. The teachers collectively have to work out, how do we handle this in our college? This is a challenge. How shall we address this? Now, I may say all this, but I know there is practical difficulties. Have been behind control of examinations. So I know paper setting, evaluation, this and that. But still, teacher is a nation builder, lab writer. He has to do that. It is a sacred, most sacred job. It is a teacher's job. But when people join it without understanding that, it becomes difficult. But it is possible. Karma can become yoga when I have this higher purpose, higher motive. And that higher purpose motive is to bring this awareness into my students that he has to manifest his inner potential talents for his good, for the good of society. And to conclude, I don't know, because so many talks, I don't know whether I told you. Competition is the word, watchword now. Competition, competition. Every school, every college, competing. Competing for what? Not to make their students best, competing to get marks. That is the competition. So in this background, there is something I share with the parents and teachers. There are two worldviews. One is the horizontal worldview, another is the vertical worldview. I can explain this through an anecdote. The boy comes home and tells his father, "Father, I have scored 85%. And the father says, "What, 85 in class 12? And I sent you to 3 tuitions. Look at the neighbor's son. He has scored 95 without going to tuitions. You are so hopeless. You let me down." Another house, the boy comes home and he also has scored 85. He tells his father, "Father, I have scored 85. And this father says, "What? 85? Last time it was 80. I knew you would do 85. You are my son. And I'm confident next time you will do 90. Come, let us celebrate." Now, this boy says, "My father has such faith in me. I would think I don't even need tuitions now. I'll do it on my own." Now, this is the difference. First father adopted what is called horizontal view of life, comparing one with someone else, comparing his own son with a neighbor's son. Why should you do that? His son is a good boy, so he doesn't tell his father, "Papa, there is something called genetics. He is his son and I am your son." Second father adopted what we call vertical view of life, comparing his son with his own previous performance. Teachers do this mistake. They compare students. "Look at that boy. Look at that girl. She scored so much. Use this fellow here scored so little. You also can score." No, I don't have to be compared with anyone. My comparison should be with my previous own performance. And the teacher's work is to inspire me to say, "You can also do this. They have done, you can also do. You can do it." The intention is same when the teacher says, "Useless fellow, see that boy, first boy." Intention is good, but how we say matters. So the mantra is competition with myself, cooperation with everyone else. That should be our mantra. Competition with myself, cooperation with everyone else. When we do that, that work, that action becomes yoga because it helps me to evolve from animality to humanity. This is in brief an idea about how important work is. I have discussed what is karma. Karma is reshaping of energy received from Prakriti. We are all just reshaping energy. And if you have to become more spiritually evolved, I have to keep in mind this reshaping, I become a refinery. I should become a refinery. You may give me negative, but I will refine it and give back positive. That's why Jesus says, "Forgive, forgive." Everyone, any saint, any religion, first word is forgive, forgive. What is forgiveness? He gave me hate, he gave me cheating. I forgive. That is a refining. The whole energy that came from me, I have refined it and given it back. Eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth is barbaric society. An evolved society doesn't talk like that. Of course, there will be a justice system, but as an individual, I don't think like that. When I am struck at the animal level, I'll think like that. I'll be selfish, I'll be egoistic. A teacher should continuously see this. We talk about sacrifice. What should be sacrificed? These two. These two have to be sacrificed. Swami Vivekananda gave 2 ideals to India. Swamiji writes, "Renunciation and service are the twin ideals of India. Renunciation and service are the twin ideals of India. Intensify her in these 2 channels and the rest will take care of itself." Renunciation and service are the twin ideals of India. Intensify her in these 2 channels and the rest will take care of itself. ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವೆ ಭಾರತದ 2 ಅವಳಿ ಜವಳಿ ಆದರ್ಶಗಳು. What is tyaga? Renunciation. It is not giving up hope, not giving up some fruit or not giving up meat and things like that. To renounce, to give up means to give up selfishness, give up egoism, give up laziness. A teacher should renounce these 3. Not just a teacher, anyone who wants to evolve. Swartha tyaga, ahankara tyaga, alasya tyaga. This is renunciation. And then service, seve. Swami Vivekananda says, serve with this spirit, ಶಿವಜ್ಞಾನೆ ಜೀವಸೇವ. ಶಿವ ಅಂತ ನೆನೆದು ಜೀವಿಗಳ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಶಿವ ಮಾನ್ಕರ್ जीव की सेवा करना है. ಶಿವಜ್ಞಾನೆ ಜೀವಸೇವ. Serve fellow human beings, looking upon them as the Lord himself. If every Indian, anyone who is born in India is an Indian, irrespective of his religion or caste. If every Indian takes up these two ideals that Swami Vivekananda says, Tyag, Seva, renunciation and service, renounce your selfishness, your egoism, your laziness. Serve fellow human beings, looking upon them as God, as created by God if you want. Advaita, we are Advaita. So we say as God himself. Then this will be a heaven and a teacher can lead that. I hope and pray you will all have that strength and will have that discriminating power. Thank you. I'll be happy to take questions for 5 minutes.